Another edition of the Garden Show is in the books. The continued trend is the drought.
Yes, it's expected to be dry for at least the next 7 to 10 days, and we are at least 6 inches behind for the year on water. So you really need to get out there and water those trees and shrubs and anything that hasn't had any liquid precipitation on it recently. Take a hose and put it on it real slow. If you can't do that, get a product called wilt-proof and spray it on the bushes, and that will help prevent moisture loss.
Speaking of wilt-proof, we did have somebody send in a question about hostas getting burned up by not having a lot of precipitation, and that's going to come into good use.
Yes, any kind of a broadleaf evergreen like hollies, rhododendrons, azaleas, anything like that going into fall, it's a good idea to spray them with wilt-proof in October, November. That'll help prevent moisture loss. And of course, this last winter we had no snow cover, no moisture in the ground, so they really took a beating from the winter.
And also a lot of questions about trying to help the trees out, because especially for those that have seen known as helicopters to a lot of them, but Samaras are just all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of the trees, the elms, the maples, the cottonwoods are throwing their seeds right now. Those are going to be germinating over the next 6 to 8 weeks, and you're going to start to see a lot of weedy trees growing up in your bushes next to the foundation. So you really need to pay attention to that, because once they get going, they'll come up fast and grow fast, and the next thing you know, you'll have this giant tree growing next to your house.
Did have a couple of questions about broadleaf weeds in the lawn. Of course, dandelions and clover came up quite a bit. Do need to remind people that we really can't treat it right now. It's more of a fall thing.
Well, you can certainly treat it right now, but it's kind of a Band-Aid approach. If you get in the habit of treating your broadleaf weeds in the fall, September, October, that usually is your best time to do it. That will kill the ones that are there, and then you won't have any blooming in the spring. So you just got to get in the habit of treating them every fall, and you won't have dandelions or broadleafs in the springtime.
And did have a question about trying to cover up a mossy area of the lawn that was pretty much in full shade, and trying to just put something there. What can we do?
Well, there's a lot of different perennials that will grow in that type of spot. Goat's beard is one. You can use coral bells. You could use something like an oak leaf hydrangea. Just remember, most of those plants want to have mulch around them. So if you're going to put it down, put down mulch.
And water's going to be our friend once again, because if you haven't looked at the drought monitor, especially in West Michigan, we're starting to reach severe drought now.
Yeah, I think by next Thursday we are going to be considered severe drought. My personal belief is we're already there, but it's semantics as far as I'm concerned. The ground is powdered dry all the way down to a foot and a half deep. So any watering you do, the ground soaks it up very, very rapidly. So you have to keep after it.
Probably the best news, don't mow.
That's right. Don't mow right now, because your grass is going to seed. Those seed heads are starting to ripen and mature and turn brown. If you wait a week or so, maybe we'll get a little bit of moisture towards the tail end of next week, then mow again. Those seeds will go down in your lawn, and they'll sprout in the fall, which will actually help thicken up your lawn.
All right, sounds good. We'll do this all again next week.
All right, we'll see you then.